This here is the first part, which was called the B for Bridgerton, and now it's Hearts for Romance. We've fastened off color 1 or color A, which was the Rock Lobster, and now we're going to continue with color B or color 2, which is Coral. We start with the right side facing in the first stitch here. I attach the yarn with a slip stitch and then make chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. In the first stitch we are going to make 2 front post double crochets. And then 20 more front post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 20, which is the right leg of the top. Into the top chain 2 space we are making 1 double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet. And then we're going to mirror that side here by making 20 front post double crochets and around the last stitch 2 front post double crochets. And I see you at the end of this round. So the stitch count we are having now is 2 plus 20 plus 1, which is 23 stitches, a chain 2 space, and 23 stitches. For the next row, chain 2, flip your work over to the wrong side, and now 2 back post double crochets around the first stitch, 1, 2, chain 3, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and here we have the next stitch, and I'm going to make 1 back post double crochet around it. And we're going to do that 7 times. Chain 3, skip 2 stitches, and back post double crochet around the third. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, so now we have 7 chain spaces and we have 1 stitch left before the corner chain space. Chain 3 and skip that stitch, single crochet directly into the corner chain space, chain 3, skip this first stitch and back post double crochet around the next one. And now we're going to repeat the sequence on the other side by chain 3, skip 2 stitches, 1 back post double crochet 6 times. You now have 3 stitches left, not counting in the initial chain 2. So chain 3 and make 2 back post double crochets around the last stitch, so you've skipped the other 2. This is what it looks like right now from the front. For the next round, chain 2, flip your work to the right side again, two front post double crochets around the first post of the first stitch, and now we're going to make a sequence 16 times into the chain spaces. So we're skipping all the stitches, we're only working in the chain spaces, and we're going to do chain 1, two double crochets into the chain space, chain 3, and another 2 double crochets into the same chain space. And we're going to do this 16 times. So chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. And we're going to make this all around here, and then here at the last one we are going to chain 1 and make an increase in the last stitch. So I'm going to see you for this last bit here. So now I've worked all my way around. All I have to do is a chain 1 and 2 front post double crochets around the last stitch. One, 2. So here we are. We've just turned this triangular shape, or kind of triangular shape of a beginning, into a semicircle. That's what we're going to make. For the next row, we're going to chain 2. Again, that doesn't count as a stitch. We're going to flip our work over to the wrong side. We're going to make 2 double crochets into the first stitch, just normal double crochets, not front post or back post. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, and we're only working into these picots, and we've got 16 picot corners, picot chain spaces. All right, so we're skipping all stitches in between and the chain ones. We're only working here in these picot chain spaces, and we're going to make 4 double crochets in each one, and don't forget the chain 1 in between. So I've made the chain 1 here, then 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and in the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. One, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. And we're going to do this right to the end. So that means we have 16 picot corners. So we're going to do this 16 times, and then right at the end, after this picot corner here, chain 1, and make 2 double crochets in the last stitch. I'm going to see you right at the end. One, 2. So this is how it looks like from the right side at the moment. Okay. If it's not perfectly shaped, then this will be better after wet blocking everything. So now we're going to the next row, which will be worked on the right side again. So looking at it from the wrong side, chain 2, flip it around to the right side, and then we're going to make 2 front post double crochets around the first stitch here, 1, 2, and if you have trouble finding the stitches later, then mark your first stitch now with a stitch marker. So we're going to chain 1, that's part of the repeat already, chain 1, 2 front post double crochets, then 1 double crochet in between stitches and 2 front post double crochets, front post double crochet, front post double crochet, then in between these stitches 1 double crochet, and then 2 front post double crochets again. So we will increase 4 stitches to 5. Chain 1, front post double crochet, first stitch, front post double crochet, next stitch, 1 double crochet in between these stitches, and front post double crochet in the next stitch, and front post double crochet. This is what it looks like. So we've made 5 stitches out of the initial 4 with a chain in between. And we're going to do this all around here. And we're going to end the row with chain 1 and 2 front post double crochets around the last stitch. I'm going to see you right at the end for that. Okay, so I'm right here at the end. I've worked my last repeat here, and we're going to make, don't forget the chain 1 before making 2 front post double crochets around the last stitch. All right. Next, we're going to work on the wrong side again. So chain 2, flip your work to the wrong side. 2 back post double crochets, chain 1, five back post double crochets plus chain 1. So we're going to back post double crochets, back post double crochet all around, right, so here I am at the end. I'm going to make the chain 1 and the 2 back post double crochets around the last stitch. Okay, so this is how it looks like from the back. And the front is ever so much nicer. There you go. In the next round we will work on the right side again. So chain 2 and flip on your work on the right side. 2 front post double crochets, around the first stitch, chain 2, and now we're going to work over 2 of these clusters of 5, so we have 10 stitches in total, plus the chain 1 in the middle. So what we're going to do is 2 front post double crochets together, then 3 front post double crochets, a chain 1, another 3 front post double crochets, and then 2 front post double crochets together, and then we're going to chain 3 before we repeat this section. So we're going to make a decrease here by making a 2 front post double crochets together there. Then we're going to make 3 front post double crochets, chain 1, another 3 front post double crochets, and then these last 2 stitches we're going to decrease by making 2 front post double crochets together, chain 3. All right, and we're going to make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to see you at the end. Okay, here I am at the last repeat, and I'm going to chain 2 and make 2 front post double crochets. Okay, that's the next row done. I'm going to take a short break before we continue with the next round, and we have 6 more rows for this section of the shawl. Thank you for watching.